Hey there. So when I look at comic book companies, I do not understand the things that are transpiring. In fact, when compared to any other industry, it's like looking at their Silent Hill variation, I suppose. Think about Silent Hill too. You see the facade cracking. You see everything turn to this mottled gray, wherein profitability and sustainability, it's gone out the window. You're talking about Ghost Town. And the ghosts that haunt this thing, well, they're the ghosts of success past. Now, you could hang around and you could deal with the dark and morose atmosphere. You can deal with that thing that says that you have to be part of a collective or else. Or you can be like most people and you can get the hell out of there. Most people, too, have gotten tired of the setup with comics. If you give any kind of feedback there, well, it's not wanted. You're not appreciated. You've been told that as a consumer. You can burn out for many reasons, too. Let's make no mistake or no qualm about it. People burn out because of bad events or just events, period. Those giant crossovers, people get tired of them, and especially when they're not done well. We saw people get excited about Metal. It actually sold really well. The ending, it was soft, but still you had people excited. But then you see the other events out there, say the Secret Empire, and you saw how that went over. Also, we're talking about the covers that we see along with the constant reboots. Nobody wants 20 to 47 covers. LCSs, they go under because of those things, because they don't know what consumers want. And consumers, more often than not, they just don't want any of it because they know there's going to be numbering issues. There's going to be pretty much a drop-off. We're not going to see these things go for very long. Why would you want to invest in a number one when that thing isn't going to last beyond, say, 10 issues? If it's going to fail, why invest your money at all? We also see behavior as an issue. When we're looking at the kind of stuff that we've been faced with, I have never seen companies that would allow or capitulate to the demands of this creator class, wherein they represent company and commodity in such a negative way. If somebody went out representing my brand and said, hey, don't like it, don't buy it, yeah, I'd have a few things to say to them. At best, I would censure them, but more than likely, we would probably part ways. There would be the same thing if you went out and you attacked my consumers, because I would want my consumers to buy and feel welcome. I would want you to be able to bring in new people and retain older ones. That's the thing within this. Apparently, there's this replacement theory that is shopped around, wherein the old type consumer, they always call you, straight white males. But, you've always had people buying comics. All types of people buy them. But they were no longer welcome. You didn't like the old model. You have issues with the fact that people would bring in qualifiers. They would slap them on something, and they would call that good. You're not talking about a quality representation for my $5. Well, get out of here, racist. Get out of here, sexist. Get out of here, misogynist, and so on. It's amazing that equality is shopped that way. If I treat every product equally, oh no, can't have that. Because, hey, if there's a female on the helm, you're a sexist. If there's someone that identifies a certain way, well, you're a homophobe or you're a transphobe or so on. We've basically created this thing where the only thing that is equal within that are the consumers that are walking away. Now, also within that crazy, crazy paradigm, the proverbial cherry on top of that is labeling people things like alt-right or Nazi, because they criticize and critique. If you want a better product and you voice why that is, well, you're going to be part of the alt-right. And woe be it if you say something about actually wanting professionalism, because they not only make you part of the alt-right, but they also malign you as a Nazi. Amazing there, because these words are meant to damage people. They ruin lives, but that's what you see from professionals representing a commodity, representing a company. Someone will get sued sooner or later for this stuff too. But remember, this is a pay-to-play thing. You don't have to come and you don't have to play. And a lot of people are saying, no thanks, I pass on that. I really don't need that in my life. Now we see the representation of company. We see the way that professionals talk about them, and oftentimes they don't talk about them very well. They talk about how they don't do things right. They're not nice enough. They don't give you the right types of insurance and so on. They blast them on the public stage. Those types of things are damaging, but these people do not care. They don't care that these companies have given them their big break out there. These types of things do not matter. When you talk to the older school professionals, they don't go out and they don't try to burn those bridges. But these new ones, while they are working there, they still reflect company in a negative way, and they talk about company in a negative way, and nothing transpires. The same thing goes for commodity. You have people that go out and tell you they don't even like comic books. It's insane to me that you have creators that are out there that would disparage your basically bread and butter, the thing that they were hired for. Well, they don't like it. Well, hey, go get someone that does. But oh no, can't do that within current year. And then, well, seeing something like this is talking about a flagship commodity, the thing that represents DC Comics. We've heard about how hard it is to get this thing used and how well it's safeguarded from people like Ethan Van Sciver. He's talked about how much that's valued, with Batman. But then you see stuff like this from someone that represents DC, that's actually worked for them and actually had contact with Batman. And hey, what do they have to say here? Well, there should be a superhero whose power is white privilege. Oh, wait. That's Batman. Now, I find this really interesting, considering this. We're talking about the now defunct label, Young Animal, and one of their titles, the flagship title, Eternity Girl, that was spotlighted in there, and that was all Mags Visaggio. Now, when we looked at that, too, we talked about, what it was. Basically, issue 1 was 60% therapy, and I want to die. Second one, it interjected positivity, but not the type that you and I would talk about. Oh, no, we were talking about body positivity, and again, I want to die. By the third issue, I too wanted to die, and I really didn't read anymore. Someone gave me number 3, thankfully, but I dropped that, and I have no idea where that stuff is now. I have not been concerned with it, nor do I want to look at it in any type of retrospect. If someone told me it was cringy enough, maybe, but God, it was just boring. It was a terrible comic. Within that, too, when you're talking about Young Animal, to get the spotlight on it, you saw this crosswalk over the Milk Wars. Now, in Milk Wars, they brought in heavy hitters. They brought in Wonder Woman. They brought in Superman. And they also brought in Batman. Why? So they could get a crossover audience. They wanted to be able to push Young Animal. But also they wanted anyone that would enjoy those titles to come over and enjoy classic superhero types. They said that Young Animal existed, period, because they were trying to be relevant, to be fresh and new, and to also meet this underserved population that they were talking about. Mags Visaggio was highlighted in it. That title was the one that was thrown out again and again. That thing was supposed to bring in consumers. And what do they say about Batman after it's all said and done? Well, this. Now, do you think that the people that are out there within the offense crowd, within the PC, SJW jargon crowd, do you think that those people are going to tune in to Batman? Also, when you're looking at this, the 865 likes at the time and 156 retweets, do you think that all of that exposure, does that have any kind of positive platform with it? I would say that's quite the opposite, that this person has gone out, they have taken that chance that DC showed them, and they have spit in their face because because of it. And I don't understand why this industry, why it allows people so much power within it to return to the stage again and again and to craft this kind of narrative. I don't get it. I would bring in people that would actually allow me to pick up those waning profits, because really the thing that industry should be courting is not this notion of community wherein artists feel like they're part of some safe space collective and they can go out and bully and harangue other people and basically attack consumers, and not only that, but misrepresent products, that can tell you that they're terrible in language like this. No, they should be talking about profitability, not posturing, not all of this politicking. We should not hear that. We shouldn't see this on the stage at all, because this isn't professional. So like I said, it's more like the Silent Hill version of companies. I don't understand this. Maybe you can tell me about it. Maybe you can give me a clue there. What do you think about this kind of stuff? I mean, if this was your flagship commodity, your huge love note, basically to superheroes, would you want it represented this way? Would you want somebody that basically has represented a product that you gave a break? Would you want them dumping on one of your characters like this? When I see it, like I say, I know how I would react to this. I would not allow anyone within said industry to go out and to represent my commodity in such a negative way. But then again, what do I know? I mean, we had Mags Visaggio actually go out and tell us that Iceman, it's returning because sales, that's not the only driver. These days, too, we're told that if you look at numbers, well, that's promoting conspiracy theory. And what do you really know about comics? So I wonder, within that, what do I really know about comics? I only want a viable model, and maybe I'll take that knowledge. And as we move forward, maybe I'll apply that and help people that want to be helped, because we see a lot of people going out and they're building their own thing, and we can be part of that. So why not be? Anyhow, let me know what you think. Thank you.